Social Justice, Police Misconduct and Wrongful Conviction. The final paper will discuss the premises of wrongful convictions and why they should be seen by the government as one of the most critical issues that are inherent in the current legislation. The basis of research on the issue of wrongful convictions will be supported by this particular article because the author was able to address this criminal justice misconception from several perspectives and defined police misconduct as one of the key factors that contribute to the increased number of wrongful convictions. Both the hypothesis and the basic premise of the author revolve around the fact that innocent people are the most common target when it comes to wrongful convictions that were committed through the fault of law enforcement officers. The ideas of the author of this article also interconnect with the concepts that were discussed by Garoupa and Rizzolli because the discussion of the latter not only presupposed that wrongful convictions lower deterrence, but also proved that police officers are not strangers to the substitution of evidence or falsification of testimonies. They also believed that an increased number of wrongful convictions would have a positive impact on society due to increased deterrence and public exposure to the outcomes of crime and punishment. After comparing the previous exemption studies to the current mass exoneration reports, Covey recommended making two critical modifications. First, he argued that the number of guilty pleas has increased significantly, so it is important to review the process of criminal conviction. According to the findings of Covey's study, almost 90% of all cases ended up with innocent defendants pleading guilty. Second, he advocated for the fact that wrongful convictions cannot protect the guilty by means of innocent guilty pleas. The effects of these recommendations are not expected to impact the criminal justice system right away. One of the reasons is the flexibility of constitutional rules that are recurrently abused by the police to cover acts of corruption or noncompliance with the rules mentioned above. It is safe to say that wrongful convictions are directly dependent on the attitudes of police officers and their probable misconduct. The key problem, in this case, consists in the fact that the individuals that were wrongfully convicted due to police misconduct are more at risk of being exposed to the adverse limitations of the existing criminal justice system. For instance, the evidence shows that such convictions are not prevalent, and they are rather trivial if compared to the cases that involve DNA exoneration or any other cases that are similar to those mentioned above. Wrongful convictions that are connected to police misconduct usually revolve around guns, drugs, resisting arrest, or belligerent behavior aimed at police officers. There is an incalculable number of people who were wrongfully convicted based on such indictments. We may not know the percentage of those actually innocent individuals that were wrongfully convicted, but it is evident that police misconduct gives rise to wrongful convictions. The effect of the author's recommendations on social justice can be characterized as a reduced occurrence of perjury inherent in wrongful conviction cases. Even though the forgery of testimonies receives a lot of attention, this issue is still one of the key contributors to the overall number of wrongful convictions. Reforming the criminal justice apparatus should become one of the top priorities of the current government due to the irreducible occurrence of police misconduct and subsequent wrongful convictions.